right, let's talk food. And there's nothing better than a home-cooked meal, of course, but cleaning, chopping, prepping, all of that cooking from scratch can feel too time-consuming during those busy weeknights. But what if we told you there's a cheat code to a delicious week of eats without stressing over that stove? Well, Chef Jamie Gwen is here to solve our dinner dilemmas with some make-ahead magic, right?
Yes, it's Meal Prep Monday.
Meal Prep Monday.
I do it all on Sundays, and we're celebrating in studio here today, by the way, because you're going to cook once, eat twice, and that's smart, right?
Okay, all right. So you talk about building blocks for the week. This is where I don't even know where to begin when it comes to meal prep, and I'm always like scrambling at the last minute, like, what are we having?
Okay, so, and by the way, I do that too, but when you plan accordingly, then you can cook smart for the week and repurpose things. You shop once, it gets you a good 4 days into the week, and then by then you're ready for, you know, takeout or an eat out or otherwise. I start with my protein. By the way, this is dinner tonight.
Okay, I was like, why am I holding this?
This
do you want me to eat
plate.
this?
Yes,
because I
please.
will.
I know. I love that you love to eat.
I'll eat it before you talk about it. So what do we have
So
here?
we're starting our Meal Prep Monday series, so be sure to tune in. And I chose pork this week as my main protein. I start with a protein because I happen to love that I can build around it, right? And a pork tenderloin cooks really quick and easy, and you can pack it with flavor. So you get 2 to a pack, and I like to dry rub mine, or you can just go straight to the marinade, which doubles as a glaze. Now, this is
what is this marinade? Because it's delicious.
Isn't
you
it?
always have the best marinades.
Okay, so let me drop this down and show you. It's a marinade and a sauce. So I roasted the pork tenderloin by dry rubbing it first. Use your dry rub or blend of spices of choice. Then you're going to make this quick marinade slash sauce. It's maple syrup, Dijon mustard, some red pepper flakes. Soy sauce is the secret here. Cut down on the salt, add a couple tablespoons of soy sauce to things, and you will get that umami bomb you're looking for. Garlic and olive oil. When you whisk it together, it becomes this beautiful glaze, and I marinate in half of it, and then I drizzle with the rest. And you're looking at about 20-25 minutes max in the oven for a pork tenderloin. Isn't it juicy
it's so
and delicious?
Juicy, and I love the crunch of the pomegranate seed.
And you get a little sweet heat.
It's so good.
Now, before we get to the pomegranate seeds, let me just tell you that when you repurpose that pork tenderloin, it can become one of 2 things, or many, really. This is the traditional, or my spin on, a Vietnamese Banh Mi sandwich, right? So I made some spicy mayo, and I threw it on a baguette. By the way, we're going to repurpose the baguette for bread for dinner. I threw some sliced pork tenderloin on there.
And this is how you're repurposing the pork tenderloin?
Yes. Quick pickled vegetables, some fresh cilantro leaves, and now you've got sandwiches for dinner that no one can
So how long,
down.
if you're cooking the pork tenderloin, let's say on Monday for dinner, how long can you keep it in the fridge after it's been cooked, or do you keep it in there raw with the marinade?
No, you're going to cook it and then reuse it in the next, call it 3 days.
3 days,
right?
okay.
So now we've turned it around. We've got some baguette left over, but we need some side dishes. So we've got butternut squash that I roasted. I literally cut it in half into pieces and roasted it, and I topped it. It was olive oil, salt, pepper, super simple. And by the way, butternut or acorn, I don't think squash is just for winter. I think it's a fabulous, beautiful side dish. Just scoop it out there.
I love that you can eat the skin,
You can eat the skin. It's really great and packed with fiber and nutrients, actually. And then burrata and pomegranate arrows finish this dish really simply.
Oh my gosh,
now,
so
here's the best part.
Butternut squash is their secret ingredient, right?
Butternut squash is the secret ingredient. You take the leftover, you scoop it out of the skin, you make a simple cheese sauce, and you add...
You make baby food so the kids don't know that you're adding vegetables into their food.
Yeah, and by the way, my kid loves butternut squash.
All right.
So... God bless that,
fancy,
right?
yeah.
Well, his mom's
He's got a fancy
chef,
palate,
right?
I know.
You're going to mix it into your mac and cheese, and by the way, now it just looks cheddary, baby.
Yeah, this is
and you're going to
perfect.
throw in your cooked pasta, which you can pre-prep. Oh, pasta overboard.
Pasta down.
All right, and now we've got butternut squash mac and cheese. If you would stir that, Mama, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
And this looks like your boxed mac and cheese.
Brilliant, right? Parmesan
They'll never
cheese
know
over
the
top.
difference.
So good. And then we always have a green vegetable in my house, and I love broccolini.
Yes.
I actually put it in the air fryer. It took 6 minutes to char those florets, to just simply crisp, tender cook the stems. And I like to just char some lemons in a pan on top of the stove.
And squeeze that.
And squeeze that charred lemon over the top.
Now you're repurposing the broccolini for another day as well.
That's right.
Into this pasta.
I'm back to pasta night because we love it.
Yeah.
Linguine with a little bit of cream, sun-dried tomatoes, and that chopped up broccolini out of this world. Now we've gone vegetarian. You could put some shrimp or chicken over it if you have leftover pork.
Are there sun-dried tomatoes for a little crunch?
Sun-dried tomatoes, bread with dinner, had some extra basil, pureed it into some butter, and now you've got this really beautiful repurposed meal.
Oh my gosh.
That'll give you 6 days of dinner, right?
Chef Jamie, thank you so much. And